together, so now we get to put it all together for you guys. So, welcome all. Thank you to kicking off our 11th season of those thrilling days of yesteryear, doing shows for local broadcasters. Thank you. We've had such a blast doing these series for the last 10, now 11 years. We've tried to do shows of all different types and really stretch our own limits. And this is really stretching more than we've ever done. So good afternoon. For our first show of the 2012-13 series, we have 2 episodes of a short-lived classic Jack Webb show, Pete Kelly's Blues. Now you probably remember Jack Webb from his popular show Dragnet, but he also had other shows that was going on, and this happened to be a summer replacement series which took place, summer replacement for the Halls of Ivy on NBC with Ron Coleman, in 1951. This story takes place in Kansas City back in 1923, and it might best be described as jazz noir. Now, playing Pete Kelly and performing with us for the first time is a new actor with us, Martin Dean. And Marty, which you guys may not know, began as a child actor on radio. And in fact, he played the title role in That Winslow Boy on the Lux Radio Theater. So you can listen to that. He also then became a member of Jack Webb's stock company, and he performed in Dragnet on radio and TV, as well as in Jack Webb's movie, The Last Time I Saw Archie. We are very delighted to have them be a part of our cast and to help us with this show. So thank you, Marty. I will also mention that if you've seen our shows before, you might notice that there is a slightly larger number of people behind me. There is no way to do justice to Pete Kelly's Blues with a single piano player, which is what we usually have. So we are flabbergasted and enraptured to welcome Dick Elliott's Big Band Orchestra. And we have 4 guys playing the Red Hot 7, and they are good enough to cover 7 people. Fantastic. By the way, I did not write flabbergasted and enraptured. That was somebody else wrote that for me. So we will do our best with Dick Elliott's band, with Marty, with our incredible cast of regulars and even some new faces. We will do our best to recreate these shows for you exactly as they aired, with music, incredible jazz, Dixie music, wonderful sound effects, great characters, rich dialogue, and more. And so while you're listening, you might imagine that you were in the studio audience, watching the favorite performers do their thing. Or you might imagine that you are sitting in your own living room with your family, the lights turned down, sitting in front of the old Philco radio, anxiously waiting for your favorite show to begin. So now, join us as we take you back to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
This one's about Pete Kelly. It's about the world he goes round in. It's about the big music, and the big trouble, and the big 20s. So when they ask you, tell them this one's about the blues. Pete Kelly's blues. Pete Kelly's Blues, starring Jack Webb, with story by Joe Eisinger, and music by Dick Cathcart.
417 Cherry Street, Kansas City. It's a standard speakeasy. Ceiling is low, prices are high. The whiskey is cut more times than a chin in a barber college. The entrance is just wide enough to handle one at a time, vertical or horizontal. My name's Pete Kelly. I play cornet. We start every night about 10. We play till the last buck is home safe in Lupo's cash register. George Lupo owns the lease. He's a fat, friendly little guy you can always count on for a 20 in exchange for 2 10s. Well, that's all right. He lets us play the kind of music we like, and once in a while he'll let us duck out to make a couple of he asks is if we're back in an hour and 15% of the take. Well, last night Matty Wynn had been after us for 2 weeks to make another record for him, to fill out one side. Matty ran a 2-turntable joint over in the loft on Baltimore. During the day, he'd keep busy making $2 personal records for the folks to send back home to the farm. At night, he wrote a combo like ours to put out some Dixie for the local market. We'd already pressed a few for his label under different names: Spickersville Sparks, Grundy Growlers, KC Cats. Maybe you got 1 or 2 in your collection. Hold on to them. They're pure. Well, I was getting on to 11 when I pushed the tempo on the last number of the second set. Lupo glared at us as we hustled out. We packed up our instruments, piled into a taxi, and Red's Erskine coupe, and slammed out for Baltimore Street and Matty's lawn.
Come on, I'll help you with the bass.
All right, let's keep it light, huh? This is a residential district now.
Now hold it down, boys, hold it down, quiet.
Pete! Pete!
Who's that, Red?
Oh, looks like Zelda.
Oh, Pete, I'm so glad I didn't miss you.
Yeah, Zelda.
I have to... Pete, can I talk to you for a minute?
All right, what's on your mind?
Alone.
I got a recording date, Zelda.
I know, Pete. That's why I came here.
We got to get back to 417.
A minute, Pete. Half a minute.
All right.
Okay, Petey, we'll wait out and stop downstairs. All right, you guys, let's move. Pete,
Yeah, Red?
we don't sound like much without a cornet. Make it snappy, huh?
All right.
Thank you, Pete.
All right, come on, Zelda.
Don't be mean, Pete. I've had my share of meanness, the way the newspapers
Well,
are...
what do you expect? Rave notices for the way you divorced Matty to marry a hood like Johnny April?
I have a right to live my own
Oh,
life.
sure, no matter whose life, you kick to shreds doing it.
I love Johnny, and he loves me. Oh, Pete, I thought of all people you would understand.
No, look,
that you...
Zelda, I like a guy named Matty Wynn. In my book, he didn't rate the kind of treatment you dealt him.
You like a guy named Matty Wynn. How much do you really know about him?
All right, Zelda, just funnel this down. Now, what do you want?
Matty refuses to see me, Pete.
Oh, that figures.
I want you to talk to him for me.
Saying what?
Matty and you always got on well together. He may listen to you.
Now, look, Zelda, I got a job to do. Get to it.
Matty's got a record that belongs to me. I want it.
What kind of record?
It's a record you and the boys made once, June night.
Oh, you're beginning to make a lot of sense, Zelda.
He'll understand, Pete. Just tell him. Tell him I'll give him anything he wants for the record. You just tell him that, Pete. If you talk to him, maybe he'll listen.
Now, look, Zelda, just for the book here. I never liked you much.
I know, Pete.
I think you were grief for Matty from the day he met you till the day you dealt him the final foul. Now, why didn't you just leave him alone?
For Matty's sake. Believe me, Pete. For his sake, I must have that record. And if you're a friend of his, Pete, you'll advise him to give it to me.
All right. I don't know what you want with an old disc of mine, but if it's something you need, it's something Matty's better off without. Matty,
Well, Pete, I've begun to think you deserted us from the Mountain City Blue Blowers.
I just left Zelda.
Yes, of course. The wisest thing any man could do.
She was waiting for me downstairs.
Why is it, Pete? We always assume the vulture to be male.
She seemed more like a frightened rabbit.
Zelda? Rabbit? Mink, yes, but never rabbit.
All right, Matty, I'll tell you after the session, huh? All right, let's get it on the road, huh? Matty, what do you want us to do?
Well, you just got one side to fill. Last time you did anything in the blues, we never did get a good take on Back Home in Indiana.
All right. Come on, guys, let's like each other, huh?
Quiet down now, quiet down.
All right, let's do Back Home in Indiana.
How do you want to routine it, Petey?
Well, let's see, like this. Everybody going in. Nick, plug those brakes solid. Matlock, you take the first little break on clarinet, huh?
Yep.
And Mo, you take the second and really blow it out.
And everybody in on the first chorus, no?
Yeah, that's right. I'll take it for 16. Matlock, you take it for 16. Everybody out. Good and bright, huh? All right, you ready, Matty?
In a second. Okay, take it on the count, huh?
All right, here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1. That does it, Pete.
All right, you can pack up. I'll see you back at 4:17.
You staying behind, Pete?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Leave the Erskine for me, will you, Rick?
Sure. Look, Pete, you come here to take care of your business. Leave it that way, huh?
Don't worry, Red, I aim to. You take my horn?
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
All right.
Right, Pete. One solo seems a little long for time, but I think we can get it all on.
Look, Maddie, I know this is probably none of my business.
Yeah, the papers and her marriage to Johnny April has made Zelda everybody's business.
Well, she asked me to talk to you about a record.
Indeed.
Yeah, an old one of ours, June 9th.
Yeah, June 9th. I remember it well, Pete. I always considered it a splendid achievement in jazz that should one day become a collector's item.
Zelda doesn't know jazz from German needles and cares less. But she said she'd give you anything you want for that record.
You can tell Zelda she can purchase a copy of June Night at Lambert's for 35 cents.
Yeah, that's why I don't get it.
Yeah, and if you're fortunate, Pete, you never will. Forgive me, Pete. I don't mean to be sharp with you, but you're young and carefree. Stay that way. And if Zelda should again approach you, take a trip around the world or someplace else. But go.
All right, Maddie. She asked me to ask you, and I asked. Good night.
Good night, Pete.
Hey, you Pete Kelly?
Who wants to know?
Hear that, Perry? He wants to know who wants to know. All right, I tell you, I want to know. Feel better?
Sure, I'm Pete Kelly, but I got a right.
And I got a left, that's right.
Well, thanks, but I got my own car.
Right now, ours is safer for you. It's bulletproof.
Well, I was going to tell him I didn't need a bulletproof car. He showed me the gun. It was a .45. I know how to admit it when I'm wrong. So I got into the bulletproof car, and during the ride, I cased the two artillerymen. Except for their faces, I'd seen them a couple of times before. At 417, over at Sour Sammy's, at Fat Annie's, same tightly tailored blue suit, same itchy fingers, same razor-edged lips and eyes. There's hundreds of them around. They're pretty right guys. You got to know how to handle them. Just do as they tell you, and chances are you won't lose more than one eye. The car glided to a smooth stop in front of the Roxbury Apartments. Private elevator shot us up to the penthouse. My stomach caught up with me as the Gunsels pushed me into the living room that was slightly smaller than Swope Park, but less crowded. One man, all shoulders, no hips, and rich black hair. The face of Nick Wally Reed cut his throat. He was sitting at a table with earphones on. He was tuning a radio. Glanced once over his shoulder at me. I didn't jump more than 20 yards. It was Johnny April.
Just a minute. I've been listening to something good on the earphones. Here, I'll plug in a speaker for you. You hear that music?
Yeah.
Nice reception, huh?
Yeah.
Just got it. 12-tube super heterodyne, Magnavox horn. Pulls in Frisco without static, the best. Drink?
No, no thanks.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Canadian import, the best. Sure you won't nibble one?
Yeah, sure.
Well, lock.
Look.
There. That's good stuff. Got it told, the best. You know who I am?
Yeah,
You sure?
sure.
What's my name?
April. Johnny April.
That's right. You know my wife?
Do I?
My wife.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, Mrs. April.
Don't you know her better than that?
Then what?
Than Mrs. April.
Well, sure. I knew her when she, before she was...
When she was married to Matty Wynn.
Yeah.
But you didn't call her Mrs. Wynn, did you?
Well, no.
What did you call her?
By her name.
Which is?
Zelda.
Zelda. That's right. That's all I wanted to fix. Now we both know what we're talking about, Zelda. You understand now?
Yeah.
That's why I invited you here to talk about Zelda, and why you're bothering her.
You lost me, Mr. April.
Not a bad suggestion. But first I want you to tell me what you and Lynn are clubbing Zelda with.
You're asking me to play without a cue sheet, Mr. April. I don't even know the tune.
Tonight you stopped Zelda on Baltimore Street. You talked to her on a corner. You were seen. She was pleading with you.
Well, now look, Mr. April, you're spinning it backwards. She stopped me, asked me to speak to Wynn.
About what?
About a record she says belongs to her.
What record?
Well, it's a record, one I made for Wynn. It's called, the title, yeah, I know this sounds silly, but it's true.
Half right, Kelly. It sounds silly because it isn't true. What do you want with Zelda?
All right, April, you take it any way you like. All I want from Zelda is distance between us. Now, I got a date to play.
Jake, teach him. What are you in with cooking?
Nothing.
from Zelda?
Nothing, I tell you.
Johnny, what are you doing?
Is this the crumb who stopped you tonight?
Yeah, he's the one.
How much did Wynn pay you, April, to take Angel off his hands?
What did he want?
Money, yeah. He said he and Wynn would make trouble for me, for you.
What kind of trouble?
A divorce. About my divorce. Open it up again unless I paid them.
All right, now listen to me, Tin Horn. You got luck. You got lots of luck, and you should light a candle to your luck. Next time you fill a ditch. This time I only warn you. And these are the warnings in the way. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, you go to Union Station. You buy a ticket, east, west, north, or south. You go. You go till the trains run out of the rails. No more room for you in Kansas City. Only in that ditch. You hear me?
I hear you. Jake and Perry drove me back to the Erskine. They dropped me on Baltimore. I sat on the curb, my head between my knees. After a while, I felt a little better. I could breathe again. And the lights were still on in Matty's loft. He was probably still working on the master. Well, I navigated the long flight of stairs, trying hard to hold back the sudden anger kicking up in me. It wasn't Matty's fault. He warned me about Zelda. No use to take it out on him. Well, I went into the loft and made an effort to hold it down. But it was a wasted effort. Matty wouldn't have minded anything I said or did. Matty wasn't even there. Only his body, half covered by the burlap used on the walls to soundproof the joint. He'd been shot once through the head, clawed down enough burlap over himself to make a shroud. I picked up the phone in the office, gave Central the number of Sour Sammy's joint, waited for Sammy to see if Barney Ricketts was under his favorite table. Barney Ricketts is the only ex-bootlegger I know who went broke in 1922. He set out to prove that a man could drink his gin without ill effects, but he never set a time limit on the experiment. No, Barney hadn't come in yet to Sour Sammy's. Well, I left word for him. Meet me at Fat Annie's place. I started to leave. I hesitated and went back to Matty Wynn. I spread a clean handkerchief over his face. I made the street 3 stairs at a time. I crossed the river, shouldered the Erskine over the road to Fat Annie's place. It seemed like a waste of good singing, but Maggie Jackson was getting ready to do her number. I leased a lone drunk out of a booth, draped him over the edge of the bar, and sat and listened to Maggie.
I crossed the river on the Kansas side. That's where Fat Annie and the blues abide. To get your music and your chicken fried, come to Fat Annie's just for a pocket full of rock and ride. Go across the river to the Kansas side, and when you get across that great divide, come to Fat Annie's. Oh, I'll just beat Pete right down to my shoes.
Yeah, it's a noisy crowd, Maggie.
Out-of-town wine buyers with gin chasers. It's murder.
Yeah. You want a beer?
Thanks, Pete. I could use it.
All right. Hey, draw 2, will you? Barney been in yet, has he?
No. You got trouble again, Pete.
Where can I buy a new birthday? The stars are ganging up on me.
Ain't nothing to that astrology, Pete.
Well, there must be some explanation. Hot or cold, yes or no, I catch it.
What's the misery this time, Petey?
Only that Matty Wynn caught a bullet in the head.
No.
And if I'm not out of KC by morning, he's going to have company. Look, Maggie, do you remember a disc I cut for Matty June night?
Sure do. Good session.
You got a copy of that one?
Right on top of the pile.
Where?
In my room, just down the street a piece.
Well, I'd go with you, Maggie, but I don't want to miss Barney.
I'll get it for you, Petey.
Thanks a lot.
Pete Kelly, noted troubadour, bard of the barrel houses.
Hi, Barney.
And Maggie Jackson, canary of the cribs.
I'll be right back, Pete.
Thanks a lot.
Petey, I've just suffered a great hurt. No sooner did I set foot in Sour Sammy's joint than Sour Sammy himself came a-grinning and a-smirking to tell me that with undisguised glee you were waiting for me here, He was openly delighted to see me go.
Oh, yeah, look, Barney.
I was sorely tempted to ignore the message merely to aggravate Sam Sour-Sammy. You understand, but since it was you, Petey, and in distress, I warned I came on the wings of Mercury.
Well, thanks, Barney.
Oh, Mercury, now that's a thought, Petey. We've tried ether in our beer, chloroform, and even a tincture of laudanum. Now, what would a soup spoon of mercury do? No, 2 whiskey unless one's soaked in.
Barney, listen to me, will you?
Never will I forget Sour Sammy's attitude after all the credit he's given me, too. No, Petey, it only proves one thing. Man is essentially an asocial animal. We band together only because we find it impossible to survive alone.
Yeah, I know.
But I know there is no true affection anywhere. Like the wolf. Yes, you take the wolf, Petey. He too herds, but only in times of want and distress.
Yeah.
And as soon as he doesn't have to rely upon his fellow wolf for survival, off he goes to prey on his own. Yes, Petey, like the wolf, man is a lone hunter, hating the herd because he is forced to depend upon it for survival.
You all through?
Very well, fellow wolf.
Johnny April, Barney. You know him?
Oh, yes, a fine gentleman, Johnny April, never kills on the Sabbath.
Well, I can't wait that long. He gives me the warning to get out of town.
Foolish man, right now you should be navel deep in timetables.
Look, I got sucked into this by his wife Zelda. She asked me to get a record from Maddie Wynn that belongs to her. She told April I'm trying to shake her down. I got worked over and Wynn got a bullet.
What's on this record?
I don't know. It's just a disc I once made for Maddie. It's called June 9th.
Why does Zelda want it?
I don't know.
Why did Zelda lie to April?
I don't know.
Here's the record, Pete.
Thanks, Maggie.
And who shot Maddie?
I don't know.
Let's save time, Petey. Just tell me what you do know.
Well, all I know is Zelda's after this record. She doesn't want April to know it.
And that's a copy there?
Yeah, June 9th. I thought maybe we could spin it once and maybe it'll give us some kind of message.
I'll put it on the phonograph, Pete.
Thanks, Maggie. I'll wind it up for you here. All right, listen to it, huh? Nothing.
No hidden messages or meanings or codes or ciphers?
Nothing there but the music.
Tell me, Petey, how are these things made?
What?
A recording.
Well, you record onto a round table of soapy wax, then you dust this wax with graphite, dip it in a copper plating tank. From this, they make what they call the mother or the stamper. And that's what turns out the record you buy in the store.
I see. And the wax master, that's always kept in the recording studio?
Yeah.
When you finish the job, Pete, can anything else be recorded on the master?
Well, I suppose you could dub from one master to another, yeah.
Petey, when I was a mere lad, my old father told me, when you seek an answer, child, always go to the master.
Well, I pointed Barney toward the door. We got into the Erskine and jolted back over Boulder Road across the river. Barney insisted on expanding his wolf-man herd theory all the way back to Baltimore Street. By the time we reached Maddie Wynn's loft, my fangs were on edge. Barney looked away from Wynn's body as we headed for the file room. I yanked open a metal container. It was empty. The master of June night was gone. Yeah, your old father was right, Barney.
He also told me the master will always be there for you. Notice the disarranged state of the files here, all the compartments.
Yeah.
Whoever came to the master of June night went directly to the right file, as you did. Didn't find the file and ransacked the rest of the place.
Well, reckon Maggie hid it someplace. Figured something like this, but where?
Let's look around the control room, Petey.
There's no place here to hide a flea.
Did you ever read the story called The Purloined Letter by Edgar Allan Poe?
Now look, Barney.
A wonderful little tale.
Look, Barney, some other
In this
time.
particular story, Petey, a number of detectives are taking a room apart by the seams, searching for a letter. They couldn't find it, and why? Because man is blind, Petey. He never recognizes the truth when his eyes fall on it, just as our eyes now fall on this peculiar-looking record on the turntable.
Yeah. Barney, he wouldn't leave it out just like this.
Prove me wrong. Play it.
All right. Let's listen to it and see.
You understand what you're to say, Zelda?
You wrote the script for me.
Not that I don't trust you.
Just get on with it, Maddie.
A little closer to the microphone, Zelda.
This close enough, Maddie? This close enough, Pete?
Don't be foolish, Zelda. Put that gun away.
Give me that record, Pete.
Sure, in exchange for that gun.
You'll get what's in the gun.
Like you dealt it to Maddie? The record here on this turntable all the time. You broke 3 nails ripping those files apart.
Face the wall with your hands up. Lean against it, both of you.
Excuse me, madam, but I just dropped in to make a record for the...
Shut up!
Surely.
One move and I'll give it to you in the back.
That's my department, Zelda.
Johnny!
Give me that gun. All right, Zelda, I tailed you here. I only bought a small piece of your yarn. Now I want the rest of it.
I didn't want to involve you, Johnny. I came here to pay them off. They killed Maddie, see? See there? I got the gun away
That's
from
no good, Zelda. Can't you see his face? He just run out of mileage and ideas. You listen to this, April.
No, darling.
Shut up.
Frank.
All right, Kelly, I'm listening. And it better be good.
All right, here it is. It's all on this record.
This close enough, Maddie?
Perfect. Now, just in case anything goes wrong, this recording will be our protection from each other. To whom it may concern, my wife Zelda and I have entered into this agreement of our own free will.
All right. Just get to it, Maddie.
Go ahead.
I have told Johnny April that I want to divorce my husband and marry him. When this is accomplished, it is our intention that I be made a widow as soon as possible, and then remarry Maddie Wynn.
Just for the record, you agreed to decoy the said Mr. April to a predetermined spot where he will be unarmed and without bodyguards. I agreed to shoot Mr. April. The police will not question your story that he was ambushed by a rival mobster, identity unknown to you. You will then inherit the April money and return to me. You agree?
I agree. You know I'd do anything for you, even...
That's enough.
Johnny.
April, don't shoot her.
Johnny, don't. Please, don't.
Get over there, Zelda.
No.
Back off so I won't miss you. Zelda!
Johnny!
He can't hear you.
I should have let them kill me.
You fell in love with him, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Only one thing I didn't count on.
Yeah. You can't dance at 2 weddings with 1 heart.
Pete Kelly's Blues, starring Jack Webb with story by Joe Eisinger and music by Dick Cathcart, scoring by Matty Matlock. The music of Pete Kelly's Big Seven and Maggie Jackson is now available on Phonograph Records. The proceeding was transcribed.
I'm confessing that I love you. Tell me, do you love me too? I'm confessing that I need you. Honest, I do. Need you every moment. In your eyes I read such strange things, but your lips deny they're true. Will your answer really change things, making me blue? I'm afraid someday you'll leave me, saying, can we still be friends? If you go, you know you'll grieve me. All in life on you depends. Am I guessing that I love you? Dreaming dreams of you in vain. I'm confessing that I love you over again.
This one's about Pete Kelly. It's about the world he goes round in. It's about the big music, and the big trouble, and the big 20s. So when they ask you, tell them this one's about the blues. Pete Kelly's blues. Pete Kelly's Blues, starring Jack Webb, with story by Joe Eisinger, and music by Dick Cathcart.
My name's Pete Kelly. I play cornet. You'll find us at 417 Cherry Street, Kansas City. It's a standard speakeasy. Before Prohibition, the building housed a cleaning and dyeing plant. Hasn't changed much. The bats came in handy. Still tough to get a clear gin, but a lady likes the idea of a drink to match the color of her dress. The lease is owned by George Lupo. He's a fat, friendly little guy, wouldn't harm a fly. No money in harming flies. We start every night about 10, play till the customers get that first frightening look at each other in the early light. Lupo is working on a scheme to push the dawn back for at least one more hour. I don't think he'll make it, but I wouldn't want to risk a buck against him. Last night everything was routine until I saw her again. We were just winding up the third set when she came in, flanked by the same deadpan Gunsel. She sat alone at the same table, ordered the same drink, smoked the same Egyptian deities, gave me that same loving look. Gunsel, as usual, nibbled at his drink at the bar, his eyes playing watchdog for the girl. This was the fifth night. 4 nights running. Same girl, same Gunsel, same routine. Sit for 5 solid hours, drink, smoke, and work me over with her eyes. Reach down deep for a sigh, and then leave with deadpan right behind her. Well, I didn't like it. I was beginning to taste salt on my tongue. We went into a finish, and the girl looked at once at the Gunsel. He nodded, left the bar, and started to the stand. All right, Nick, can you push it a little? It helps so we can hear the beat. All right, don't audition for me, just do it, huh?
Pete,
Yeah, Red?
that babe's here again.
Yeah, I know. All right, what do we got up next?
Well, you're working up a head of steam, Petey.
Well, she's beginning to make me feel like a wayside shrine.
You.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
You got a request, a number you'd like us
No, I got no request, but the lady, she's got a request.
Lady?
What's the matter? You don't see the lady? How come you don't see the lady when she's looking right at you?
Oh, that lady, yeah, but sure.
So
I see the lady.
why do you make like you don't see the lady when all the time you know the lady's looking right at you?
Look, friend, I'm only a poor, underpaid employee in this trap. Now, my contract says I'm to play music to please the patrons. I'd be very happy to do anything the lady likes to please the lady.
So, all right.
So what does she want me to do?
So, she wants you to have a drink with her.
Well, sure, that'd be an honor, but I'm afraid that Mr. Lupo, well, he's my boss, you know, George Lupo, the proprietor, he just doesn't like his employees to mingle with...
I will talk to Lupo. He'll like it.
Yeah, you could probably make him love it.
Come on.
I'll be right back, Red. Use some nickels.
All right, Pete. Vita, this is Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly, this is Vita Brandt.
Sit down, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, thanks.
All right now, Vita, you happy?
I'm getting happier by the minute.
Sure. You want me to go back to the bar?
Sit here, it's more friendly. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Miss Brand.
Vita.
Vita.
You like my name?
Yeah, sure, it's beautiful.
Vita. I only got it last week.
Well, take a little time to break it in, huh?
Let me hear you say it.
Vita.
Yeah, I like the way you say it. Like you mean it.
Oh, yeah, I do. I never meant anything more in my life.
That's because you're sincere. I knew you were sincere the first time I looked at you. Remember the first night I came in, sat here and looked at you?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty busy up there, you know.
I ain't slept a wink since that night.
Well, maybe if you go home and put your mind to it, huh?
It's no use, Pete. I tried. Nothing's any good. Nothing I can do is going to change it.
Change what?
The way I feel.
Sick?
Yeah.
With what?
With love.
Poor Vita.
Yeah, well, a beautiful girl like you, no trouble finding another man.
I don't want another man.
She don't want another man.
I want you.
That's what Vita wants, you.
I love you, Pete.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's the way it ought to be. Everybody love everybody else. It's a better world. Yeah, well, I got a number to do.
No, you sit down. The lady is trying to tell you how much she loves you, so pay attention.
Yeah.
First time I saw you, Pete, hit me like a dum-dum bullet.
Excuse me, I have to go earn a buck.
Frame it. It's the last one you'll have to earn.
All right, let's do one. What do you got up?
Bill Bailey?
All right.
Petey,
Yeah, Red?
that babe, I got the rumble on her from Lupo.
Yeah?
Ever heard of a citizen named Bacalides? The 3-4 boy, 3 killings for the price of 2?
All right, Red, funnel it down, huh?
She belongs to Bacalides. Loser, Petey, loser.
All right, you told me what. Now tell me how. All right, let's try one. Let's do Bill Bailey. All right, make a slow intro out of the last 8. We'll go back to the top. Nick, you take the first 4 going in. Everybody got it?
Okay.
All right, let's try it. All right, come on. Let's all play it. Once more.
Nervous, Petey?
No, I'm not nervous. Come on, everybody, once more.
Pete, Gunsel's headed this way again.
Yeah, I know. What do we got up next?
Brew, sweet little you, and anything she wants to buy.
Come on.
Now look, friend, I got a job to do.
You're coming. Let's go.
Where?
Now you listen, Buster. This ain't a lollipop poking you in the gut. I could drop you and be out of here before you hit the floor.
Yeah, let's go. outside. The Hispano out in front probably wasn't as long as it looked. We got fairly short blocks in this part of town. Vita took the wheel. She banked low around the corner, pulled out of a half Immelman, gained a little altitude, and flew blind for downtown Kansas City. Vita glanced at me from the corners of charged eyes. Itch just glanced at me. I leaned my head back, closed my eyes. The Hispano whipped down Main Street, lost altitude, regained the deserted financial district, made a perfect no-point landing at the side entrance of the Grundy Bank and Savings. Well, we went into the bank through the family entrance. One light was burning, and it was hung low over the biggest dice table I ever saw in any bank. The stick man was busier than a flea on a fat lady. He called the plays, called the points, and not one of the 50 torpedoes glanced at us as we climbed a short flight up to an upstairs office. 2 men were in the room. One, a shadow dressed in dark clothes, looked through a small window onto the dice game down below. A Tommy gun rested easy across his knees. The other man sat behind a desk no bigger than a loading platform at Union Station. He was counting money, neat, orderly piles of bills were stacked around him like a well-trimmed hedge. While we waited while he finished thumbing a book of 50s, he just held them up to his ear, fanned them once, made a note on a pad by his elbow. Finally, he turned his swivel chair to face us. He was all chin and jaw. He leaned back, made a church steeple with his fingers, threw me a credit manager's smile, and rocked his chair gently to and fro.
Well, come in, Mr. Kelly. Sit down. You're among friends.
Yes, yeah, thanks.
Pete, permit me to introduce you to this here gentleman here who's very fond of you.
Oh, sure, everybody loves me tonight.
Oh, he doesn't love you, only I love you. He's merely very fond of you.
I am Bacalides.
Yeah.
I think he's confused. Ain't he cute? Ain't he cute when he's confused?
What is your confusion?
How much time do you have?
I'm at your disposal.
Well, look, it runs something like this, Mr. Bacalides. I play cornet, see, at 417. I mind my own business. I try not to poke a thumb in anybody's eye. Well, I noticed this young lady here sitting out in front, and tonight she asked me to have a drink with her. Well, naturally, I'm flattered.
Yes, I know all this, but what is your confusion?
Well, it seems that this young lady here has, well, some kind of an idea that she sort of likes me and...
Loves you, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, well, loves me, like you say. Well, I don't figure myself for no Rudolph Valentino, so I get the idea it's a rib, you know? Especially since I know you, well, how she, how both of you...
Not both, one. Me. I love Vita very much.
Oh, darling, you're sweet.
Yeah, well, that's right, for a fact. And when Rita thinks this over, I'm sure that...
There's nothing to think over, Mr. Kelly. Vita has stopped loving me. All right, I face it. It makes me very unhappy, but I face it. Now she loves you. She wants you. I know how unhappy this can make her. I do not like for Vita to be unhappy, so Vita and me, we talk it over. We decide you will marry Vita.
Thank you, darling. You're sweet.
It's nothing, Vita. You know I will do anything to make you happy. Anything.
All right, now how about doing something to make me a little happy?
But I give you Vita.
Yeah, well, I pass.
You refuse?
Oh, Pete, you don't mean that.
You have made Vita cry. I do not like to see Vita cry. Tell her you did not mean that.
Goodbye, friend. I got a number to do at 417, and it ain't Here Comes the Bride.
Itch.
Yeah.
Pick him up.
On your feet.
You will ask Vita to be your wife.
What's the next best offer?
Itch, don't hurt him.
I won't.
All right, Itch. I think Mr. Kelly wants to say something.
Yeah.
Kelly?
Huh?
Who am I?
Huh?
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Whiskey. Put him in that chair. Put him in that chair.
Come on, boy.
Hold his head back. All right, he is fine now.
Yeah, all I need is a few kind words.
I will give them to you. Just repeat after me. Vita, I love you.
Vita, I love you.
Mean it.
Vita, I love you.
Oh, Pete.
Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Oh, darling, of course I will.
Congratulations! We drink to it. To the happy bride and groom. Long life.
Long life.
Long life.
Yeah.
Now, here's how. Tomorrow afternoon, you and Vita will marry in City Hall. Itch will be best man. Then you go on a nice long honeymoon. Drive to Canada in my Hispano, which I give Vita for a wedding present.
Now look, I got a job here in town, 417 Cherry.
Go back to that crib. Tell your boss you quit. Tear up your cornet.
I'm loaded, Pete.
Loaded.
All right, here's a pound of 50s. Tomorrow morning, you buy some clean clothes. Top to bottom, inside out. You will meet Vita at City Hall, 2 o'clock. Here's the key to the Hispano. Take it. Now kiss Vita good night.
Yeah,
Good night, Angel. I'll be the happiest bride in the world.
sure.
And you'll be the happiest bridegroom.
Yeah, or the saddest stiff. Well, I left the office inside the spin of a top. The Hispano stood by the curb, sleek and calm, just like nothing had happened. Nothing at all. I pointed for the 12th Street Bridge, made the other side of the river, and set a course down Boulder Road for Fat Annie's place. Tried to imagine life with Vita Brand. Then I thought of 6 painless ways of committing suicide. I began to feel better. Fat Annie's place was doing a fair business for the lull hours. Maggie Jackson was standing back above the piano. I groped my way to the bar, ordered a bromo and ammonia, and listened.
All right, for the wealthy gentleman from Detroit. He needs me. All right, Ray. He needs me. He doesn't know it, but he needs me. And so no matter where he goes, though he doesn't care, he knows I'm there. He needs me. I gotta follow where he leads me, or else he'll never know that I need him, just as he needs me. Thank you.
Congratulate me, Maggie.
Congratulations. For what?
Well, let's get back here. I want you to be the first to know I'm here. You want to go get me?
Petey, who walked you over?
You ever hear of a nail named Vita Brand?
Vita? Well, she don't weigh hardly enough to beat the white of an egg.
What do you know about her, Maggie?
Nothing much for sure. Only she's back a lady's package, and that makes her a package nobody tampers with. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody but me.
Not if you love life, you don't.
I got it.
Who says?
Bacalides says.
Petey, you all right?
Till tomorrow at 2 o'clock, yeah.
What's that?
Then's the wedding.
Whose?
Mine and Vita Brand's.
Petey, you gone simple on me for sure. You know what Bacalides will do to you.
Look, Maggie, I just left Bacalides and Vita.
He catch you with her?
Look, that way I'm healthy. He catches me without her, I'm dead in my socks.
Petey, you're taking those risks too fast. Slow it down a little. Bacalides, he's just crazy about that woman. Remember Albano Artie? He once looked at Vita like Bacalides didn't buy her. That was 6 or 7 weeks ago. You seen Albano Artie for the past 6 or 7 weeks? No, nobody has.
Well, hear this. Bacalides ordered me to marry Vita at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now square it for me. Why?
Well, Vita, what does she say about this?
Only that she loves me.
She tell that to Bacalides.
Right to his platinum teeth.
I'm getting that feeling, Petey, like my grandmother used to get.
What's it tell you?
That Vita's preparing herself to be a bride and a widow both in the same day.
Well, I better move.
You do that, Pete, fast and far.
So long, Maggie, I will.
And if I were you, I wouldn't stop moving till I heard them speaking foreign languages.
Well, marry Vita and I'm a dead bridegroom. Don't marry Vita, I'm a dead bachelor. I decided to try to be a live fugitive. I raced the Hispano back across the river, pulled up sharp in front of 417 Cherry. Brakes never made a sound. Lupo was pounding the cash register with both fists. He threw the usual glare at me. I pushed through to the bandstand. All right, hold it down, huh? Let's do this one real fine for me. It's my last time around.
Pete,
Yeah, Red?
you being pushed out?
Well, it's that or carried out. All right, let's do 5'2", huh? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. take care of. Well, you hear from me, so just keep it right here until Red
Yeah, Pete.
in the alley, huh? Look, Red, I'm in a jam.
Well, what can I do to help, Pete?
Well, thanks, but nothing. I gotta keep moving. Maybe it'll cool off in a couple of weeks, maybe not. Meantime, try and keep the boys together, huh?
Sure.
Well,
Well,
so long, Red. Take care of yourself, huh?
Petey, you need anything? A couple of bucks? Anything?
No, I'm fine. I'll see you. Well, it wasn't easy. I was going to miss the boys. I missed Red already. No, it wasn't easy, but there was only one exit. I drove around to the rooming house, raced up the stairs. All I had to do was take a clean shirt, my other suit, and my book of arrangements. I'd hightail it east, just keep rolling until I ran out of road. That was the plan, until I got to my room. She was stretched across my bed, and she looked right at me as I came in. There she was on my bed, looking right at me. But I was all alone. Now, Vita would never be anybody's widow. She was too dead to say I do. Stocking from around her left leg was where no girl's stocking ought to be, knotted tightly around her throat. Well, I tiptoed back to the door as though she was a light sleeper. I closed the door very gently behind me, and I raced down 3 flights onto the street, into the Hispano, and into high speed. There was no lambing out of this one. You just don't hit the road in a car belonging to the stiff you left behind. For such violations, the law is strict. Also, Bacalides. Well, I pulled up hard in front of Sour Sammy's joint. This time the brakes cried. Barney Ricketts was sitting at his usual table in his usual state, boiled and loud. Barney was the only ex-bootlegger in the country who went broke in 1922. Says he did that to aggravate a couple of prohibition agents he hated. Barney saw me come in and waved me over to his table.
Ah, Pete Kelly. Welcome, Petey, and have a drink.
Look, Barney, I'm up to my eyes.
Nonsense, Petey. You haven't even opened them yet. Oh, here we are. A drink for you and a drink for me.
Now listen, Barney, I'm in trouble.
Oh, Petey, I have suddenly become oppressed by the state of the world. Well, it's my own fault, Petey, my own fault. I make it a rule never look at the public prints, but tonight, just listen to a few of these choice items.
Now look, Barney, right now I'm a moving target for Bacalides.
Last night's edition of the Star, look here, Petey, September 8, 1923. Girls forced to leap from strangers' automobiles. But let us remember, Petey, that the only girls who leap from strangers' automobiles are those that climb into them. And here, look here.
All right, Barney.
California politicians say they are responsible for President Calvin Coolidge's success. Probably insist, Petey, that it's in honor of their state that he's called Cal. And this,
Barney, look, there's a dead girl in my room.
German marks quoted at 28 cents per million. So you see, Petey, even a German millionaire is hard-pressed to feel like 30 cents.
Now look, Vita Brand, Bacalides' girl, she's dead, Barney, in my room.
Well, now that's most careless of you, Petey.
If I run, it's the law, Barney. If I stand still, it's Bacalides.
How did you get mixed up with Vita Brand and Bacalides?
I don't know. I'm still in last week's fog. She wanted to marry me. Bacalides said I would or else. Why, Barney? Why if he torched for her?
A very simple problem in human relationships, Petey. Tonight, word got out, Muggsy Brand was sprung.
Who's Muggsy Brand?
Vita's father. He was sent up last year. Vita is his whole life. He tried to guard her like Lupo guards his cash register. He hates Bacalides, and if he learned that he and Vita...
Yeah, now it's coming into focus.
Oh, sometimes, Petey, you're dull-witted. Dull-witted, but stupid.
So, Bacalides and Vita rigged it to disarm her old man. She marries me, takes the heat off Bacalides.
Splendid, Petey, splendid.
And her old man winds up throwing the knife at me. All I gotta do now is explain Vita's body in my room to Muggsy Brand.
Precisely what Bacalides expects you to face.
All right, glue the rest of it together for me, will you?
Bacalides is married. He could never square himself with Vita. He got in deeper than he wanted to. He couldn't dump her because of Muggsy coming out, so he ties her onto you. Gets her up to your room, leaves her dead on your bed.
How do I back out of this one, Barney?
You know where to reach Bacalides?
Yeah, Grundy Bank.
His dice game?
That's right.
All right, go there. See Bacalides, lay it on the line for him all the way, just like we talked in here.
He'll cut me down.
He might.
How much edge do I have?
Not quite enough to shave with.
Well, maybe just enough to cut my throat, huh?
It's your only chance, Pete. You're in the middle of a three-way push. The law, Bacalides, and Muggsy Brand.
All right, Barney. I'm counting on you on the outside.
Don't worry, Petey. I'll be there with bells on.
Just make sure they don't toll for me. Well, I went back to the Grundy Bank and Savings. I had no trouble getting in. The game was just heating up. I stalled around the dark edges of the table for a minute and laid a few bucks on the field. Upstairs, the light was on in the office. The boy with the big piece was still sitting at the window. I could see the head and shoulders of Bacalides. He was still counting money. I started slowly up the stairs, went into the room without knocking. The muscle man swung sharp, pointed the heater at my stomach. Bacalides, fast for a big man, flung out a hand and knocked the gun out of line.
Hold it! Next time knock, or you pick up a lot of weight.
Yeah, or a silk stocking around my neck.
No, for you a knife, in the fingers of the best shin man in the country.
Muggsy Brand?
Don't try to run, Kelly. He likes a moving target. Just go to him. Tell him his daughter is in your bed, a stocking around her throat. Tell him you don't understand any of it. He will be very sympathetic.
That's nice, Mr. Bacalides. You set it up real nice.
Smart, huh?
Sure, you persuade Vita to buzz around and I'm number one. Everything fixed for her father's ears. Even get her to help you push it across by going up to my room.
You tell a good story, friend. Maybe too good.
I'll put that rod down, Bacalides, before you drop it and break a toe.
Maxie, take him downstairs. Come back alone.
Petey, look out! Get down!
Maxie!
Barney, you all right?
Shell shock.
Muggsy Brand?
Yes, Pete, I knew where he was. All he heard was Bacalides.
Kelly,
Yeah, Muggsy?
Bacalides. I got him.
He was between the guns, not much left of him, or his trigger man.
Or me. Now listen. In my poke. Money. Take it. My kid. A good burial.
Easy, Muggsy.
She was only a kid. Maybe if she met a guy like...
He's gone, Pete.
Yeah.
What did you mean, Pete? A guy like who?
Who knows, Barney? Who knows?
Pete Kelly's Blues, starring Jack Webb, with story by Joe Eisinger, and music by Dick Cathcart. Scoring by Matty Matlock. The music of Pete Kelly's Big Seven and Maggie Jackson is now available on Phonograph Records. The proceeding was transcribed.
So much for joining us on this wonderful event. Did you have fun tonight? Thank you. We've had so much fun putting this together, and we've been doing this for 10 years now. We're well into our 11th year. We have a lot of great shows coming up that we're planning and really excited, so please keep an eye out for us. Our next show, we're going to do something a little different. We've been doing this for 10 years, and we have not done this show, so it's now time. On October 27th, Monday night at 7 o'clock, we will be doing the classic Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. However, before we do that, we do need to give thanks for the incredible cast of Those Thrilling Days of Yesteryear. Featuring, starring as Red, John Corona. The role of Pete Kelly was played by Martin Dean. Vita Brand was played by Margie Gustafson. Rob Bernalda played Johnny April and Itch. Jamie Sandoval as Muggsy Brand, Jake, and the announcer. Mrs. April, Zelda, was played by Laurie Skubich. Barney Ricketts was played by Dennis Stewart. And the roles of Maddie Wynn and Bacalides by Lars Tempa. Jackson was played and sung by Pam Turlow. And of course, what radio show would be complete without the synchronous sound effect stylings by Pam Turlow and John Corona? And a special gratitude to the magic music of Dick Elliott and his band. Also, to give credit to today's episode, they were selected, intimidated, and directed by the indefensible Craig Gustafson. And as I said, please join us on mark your calendars for Monday night at 7 o'clock, October 29th, for our Halloween program, the show that panicked America, War of the Worlds. You can check us out and get more information, including our upcoming shows, at www.ttdyradio.com. And as always, we'd like to thank you, the audience, for helping us to relive these thrilling days of yesteryear so that we can bring them back to you.